Hello humans, it's Speed Paint Storytime with unicorns, my and many others' childhood obsession. As a tiny child, I always preferred plushies and animal-shaped toys over baby dolls and Barbies. It just felt weird and, I don't know, creepy. Their eyes definitely freaked me out. Except for Bratz dolls. Their lack of noses and giant eyes and heads reminded me more of aliens than of people. Especially the ones from the old movies my parents used to watch. So they're the only human-like toy I'd willingly play with. Although, the type of books and TV I consumed as a kid definitely helped grow my love for the magical horned creature and even their non-magical counterparts. My Little Pony and The Last Unicorn were probably the biggest influences that helped grow my obsession. I remember watching The Last Unicorn and being amazed by all the colours and the beautiful art style that was very different than all the other TV shows and movies I was watching at the time. Although I didn't particularly understand most of what was going on, especially when it came to the giant boob tree. Yeah, that was weird and very confusing for a tiny child Carly. But because it had a pretty unicorn in it, I watched it so many times. And although I was too young to get my hands on the book, I definitely enjoy it now. And I still enjoy the movie too. I think we all have that one special plushie from when we were children that we might all still have today. I know I definitely do. And it's a giant unicorn plush that I would always sit down with and watch The Last Unicorn. It was like a nightly tradition as a kid. I would do that every night before bed. And I promise my unicorn plushie that I would never let them drown in the ocean. So, as you can probably guess, that unicorn did not get washed unless I had no idea it was happening. Of course, due to this unicorn obsession, it got my parents to get me a load of unicorn and My Little Pony toys. I remember my grandparents gifting me a ton of My Little Pony videos. And I don't know much about videos, and most people probably won't even remember them, but they were the videos that had all of the episodes of the My Little Pony TV show, and they'd even have their own adverts in between them. So I would see all these adverts for these amazing My Little Pony toys. You know, back when the My Little Ponies were fat and chunky, which chubby little me very much enjoyed. I remember wanting these toys, but I think the videos were so old that they actually didn't sell those toys anymore. So my parents had to compensate for different horse toys and unicorn plushes when it came to birthdays and Christmases. So instead of one type of toy, I was gifted a variety of many different brands and styles of horse and unicorn toys. From realistic to monstrous, it was quite the collection I ended up gathering over time. If I remember correctly, it was over maybe like 200 toy horses, something like that. And I think the only one that's stayed with me until today is my giant unicorn plush, which I do wash now, so it's not as gross, thank goodness. I think with everyone's childhood obsession, they have some pretty interesting stories their child mind came up with. The imagination is full of so much, especially when you're a kid. I remember on long car rides, I would stare out into the window and imagine a unicorn running alongside us, jumping over streetlights and other cars in order to keep up with our car, almost as if it was protecting us in some way, and that made child me very happy and a little less lonely on the long car rides. Although I think the strangest story, there would be this little crack between one of the neighbours' fence. There would just be loads of flower bushes blooming, especially in springtime. And I would just sit there for hours talking to myself, thinking I was surrounded by unicorns. I remember my dad having to come and find me